Tootsie Fish.
Tootsie.
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 Hey guys, Tootsie from Tootsie-Rolling-stone Entertainment here. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my tips, recommendations for hiking and traveling with your dogs. As most of y'all know, I take my dogs everywhere. So safety is a huge thing for me with them. That being said, a company reached out to me and asked me to do a review of one of their dog collars, and I haven't said anything yet because I wanted to make sure I got a good few days of using it, testing it out before I spoke on it. And usually if I don't like something or I don't think I would use it, I don't do a bad review. I just say, hey, look, this is not the product for me. But y'all, I am in love with this collar. So the company is Ricovo, and ta-da! It's this bright neon orange, and it is waterproof. It comes with a, it's coated with like a soft, eco-friendly polymer? But yeah, look, it's super flexible, super soft. I was surprised how soft the material is for having the coating on it. And it is made for medium to large dogs, but it does extend out to like a pretty nice length. This is Rosco's neck size. But yeah, so it's, the best part, it's LED. So I'll insert like videos and everything that I took while using this. So as some of y'all know, my dog Rosco, he's really dark and he's getting older. He's having hip issues, so he's not fast moving at all anymore. So I always try to put something reflective on him for when we go hiking or walking, just in case, like, I always have him on a leash, but you never know, like, accidents happen. And so this collar, so here is, that's the fast one, then you have the slower one, then you have the solid one. I should... Okay, so that's the regular one. Come on now. That's the fast blinking one. And that's the slower blink. Okay, but yeah, so like I said, the LED lights, it is rechargeable, and the charger, so this end, USB, I just used my phone, boop, good to go. And then the charger here, it just slips right down in there. You plug it in. It charged, I want to say it was within an hour that it was fully charged up. And yeah, I'm in love with it, and it looks good on him. He wasn't scratching at it, because this boy, he has sensitive skin, so sometimes collars will irritate him, but he wasn't scratching at it. And yeah, so I will insert, here's a clip of, actually, this was my roommate's dog, because she's all black, so I walked her at night. And then I took Rosco on a walk at the park yesterday, and it was raining, and I was like, well, perfect timing because this is supposed to be waterproof, and it worked perfect. Oh, my other dog's up. But yeah, so I didn't have any issues. The LED stayed nice and bright, and I was super excited. So that is actually one of my tips, is make sure you have something bright or reflective if you're hiking or traveling with your dog, because if they get out of your vehicle, if you have a camper and they escape, if they see a rabbit and by chance just break their leash or pull it out of your hands, You never know, because dogs can go a pretty good distance, and if they take off running and they're near a road, or even if it starts getting dark and they get hurt in the woods and you can't find them, bum, bum, bum. You'll definitely be able to find them with this collar on. So yeah, I can't say anything better about this collar. It's just amazing. I also want to add in that I received the collar within like 2 days. So it shipped out super fast. Yeah, and I'm so excited to have this product now and to be able to ensure that my dog will be good and safe, and he's so old. Oh, my baby. Okay, so another important thing for when you're traveling or hiking with your dogs is you want to make sure that they're fully vaccinated and their flea and tick and heartworm prevention is up to date and you're consistent with it. So I believe in almost every single state it's mandatory that your dogs are vaccinated for rabies, because rabies is deadly if they get it. Humans can get it too, and it's a scary thing. So you just want to make sure your dogs are up to date with that. Another very important one is, sometimes they call it the distemper vaccination, or parvo vaccination. Some people have called it that. But what it is so it's distemper, hepatitis, parainfluenza, and parvovirus. Some states will put in leptospirosis, I believe, with that one. Let me see here. Yeah, sometimes they'll combine that in there too. But yeah, this one is really important for your animals too. Just to help from keeping parvo. I don't know if you guys know anything about parvo. It's really sad. It's really, most dogs do not survive it, especially young little puppies. It just, vomiting, diarrhea, it dehydrates them. Their body just, especially the younger ones or the older ones, like, they can't take it. So it's really important to make sure that's up to date. Some of the other ones that aren't mandatory are leptospirosis, which is a bacterial infection. And this is more prevalent in like moist climates, or with standing or moving water. I will tell you, when I was stationed in Texas, the apartment complex that I lived in had grass, so they watered it all the time, and it had a little dog park within the complex. They had a leptospirosis outbreak, and so many people's dogs were just, thankfully, I don't know, I didn't hear of any of them that passed away, but so many of them were sick and ill, and thankfully my babies were vaccinated and they didn't get sick. But it's just horrible. People, we love our dogs. We love them, and so we don't want to see them suffer. Another one I would recommend, most of the times, most people only hear about this if they're boarding their dog, or if they take them to daycare, if they take them to a groomer. A lot of times they'll require it, and I recommend it if you're going to a dog park, because Bordetella is basically kennel cough, and it's extremely contagious, and it's an upper respiratory infection. It is treatable, but it's just, you don't want to see your baby suffer. I know I don't. Okay, another one is Lyme disease, and I feel like people are hearing in the news more and more about Lyme disease because humans can get it. It's transmitted through ticks, and humans can get it, and people get really sick. I'm pretty sure, I think Avril Lavigne had it. Justin Bieber, I think he had it too. So it's a bacterial infection, and like I said, it's passed through the ticks. It's mostly on the East Coast, West Coast, and I think around like the Great Lakes, but you just want to be safe, and especially like if you're traveling to a new area, you don't know. You don't know. Another one is canine influenza. A lot of boarding places now are starting to require this one before you can board there. So this is another one of those upper respiratory diseases. And guys, don't worry, I will link everything below, the websites that I got information from, just some reading material if you're really curious and you want to know. Another important preventative is flea and tick prevention. This is super important. One, when you see your dog scratching all the time and they're just getting bit up by all those little fleas, like I just imagine myself like, oh, like, you know, like that would drive me crazy. So they have, the most common ones are topical or oral. I give my dogs, for fleas and ticks, sorry. My dogs use the Seresto collar. I'll put it up here so you guys can see. With the Seresto collars, they last for 8 months, and you just put the collar on, and it works as like a topical treatment with the slow release and everything. But you can also they have the oils once a month, and then they have like the oral tablets you can use. So make sure when you are doing flea or tick prevention, you know the weight of your dog because that is crucial. You know like their age, their health. If they're pregnant or nursing, that will change it if they're on certain medications. So really, I would recommend checking with your veterinarian. You know, just throw them a phone call and say, hey, what would you recommend? Since most of the time they know your pet, they know their age, everything, like any medical issues they've had in the past. So just double check with them just to be safe. And especially this is important with the ticks. So like I said, with the deer ticks, the dogs can get Lyme disease. But there's also, I think it's mostly down in the south, it's called Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever that they can get, and there's a few other things they can contract from ticks, so you just really want to be careful. Another thing that you want to keep in mind, and is very important, is heartworm prevention. Now, just like with the ticks and fleas, if dogs do get heartworm and heartworms, just the prevention is cheaper than the treatment. And heartworm, like if dogs get heartworms, it's very expensive to treat and they could die from this. It's very serious. And I think it's increasing in the US with just temperatures rising. So what is heartworms? How is it contracted? So heartworms is just like you said, worms in our heart. And so when this happens, dogs have a chance of heart failure, organ damage, lung disease, and also death. A friend of mine's dog got heartworms, very expensive to treat, and thankfully they caught it early on, but it took him a while to recover from this. It's most common along the Atlantic coast and the Gulf Coast. Prevention is usually a monthly topical or oral. I'll put up here again what I use, maybe a few other things. But so with this one, you have to go through your vet. They have to do a blood test to make sure that they aren't already infected with it. And then they will start taking a monthly preventative. Mine take an oral one. I believe there's also topical ones. But it's super important, you guys. I know it can get expensive having a dog, but you just, I see mine as my babies, and I just want to make sure that they're okay and they're healthy. And I don't have children. I'm not close with a lot of families, so they are my little babies. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is water. Obviously, very important that your dog and you stay hydrated. So What what I recommend is if you're traveling out of state or out of the area, your dog is going to be used to your tap water at home or whatever water you are giving them. So if they're drinking out of a pond, out of a creek, there's going to be different little organisms and stuff floating around in there that they're drinking. Could cause some like intestinal issues, diarrhea, all over the place. But also, even if you're staying at a friend or family member's house, like sometimes just the change of water because, okay, so certain states have more fluoride or chlorine in their water. Some big cities might have like older pipes and stuff, so there's other things like issues just going on there. So what I always do is I have this big blue jug. I'll put a picture over here. Boop, boop. And I fill it up with water, and then when I go somewhere new, because obviously that water's not going to last forever, so what I'll do is I'll give them their water, and then I'll mix like half and half, and just try to slowly introduce it so that it's like, just like if you're changing their food, you're not supposed to just like new food, you're supposed to ease them into it to help their digestive like tract and everything adjust. Words. Okay, so the next thing, I always take some snacks too, especially if it's going to be a longer hike, which I haven't been doing too much lately just because Rosco and his back legs, and he's having a harder time getting around. But when I did do it, I would take some snacks because, like, you know, you get halfway done, like a mile, 2, 3 in. You're snacky. You want to have a little snack. They need a little snack. So just throw some in your bag. My next tip, super important tip, like I was saying earlier with the collar, sometimes dogs get loose. It happens. They chase something off, they just wander off, their nose leads them astray. I recommend making sure that on their collars you have a tag that has your phone number, your name, just to make sure that if someone finds them, they can locate you. My dogs are also microchipped, so they have a little chip right between their back shoulder blades, and any animal control, humane society, veterinary office has a wand, and what they do is they just scan that chip and your information will pop up, either your information or the company's information, and then you give them the number that's attached to, well, whoever's scanning them will give them the number that's attached to that chip, and then they'll be able to reach you. That also being said, if you do have your animal microchipped, make sure you keep your number up to date so they can find you. But yeah, if you don't do that route, just make sure you have that little tag on their collar, and at least with your phone number so that they can find you and get your baby back home to you. My next recommendation is having just a small first aid kit. One, it's good for you. Like I know sometimes when I'm hiking, like thorn bushes will scratch me, or if a tree broke a certain way and I'm not paying attention and I run into like the little jagged edge, I'll get like scrapes. You get a thorn in your finger, I don't know, anything can happen. But so that can also happen to your dogs. So I always make sure to have some Band-Aids for me, some Neosporin, some burn cream just in case, some anti-itch cream in case I get bit by a mosquito, they get bit by a mosquito. Just put a little on there, just make sure they don't like it. And yeah, you want to make sure they're okay and you're okay, and that's the key. Another thing I recommend, besides just having a collar, I also recommend having a harness. This will put less strain on your dog's throat. Always have a collar though, because that is the perfect place. I haven't switched over his tags yet, but that's the perfect place to put their tags, is on the collar. And then he wears this when he's at home, when he's in the car, because I don't always put his harness on him. I just mainly put their harnesses on when we're taking, like, doing a hike or a walk. But yeah, so there's different harnesses for each dog. Definitely note your dog's size so that you can get it fitted properly. Most harnesses have like the adjusters on them, so if they're a little thicker, you know, like some of us are, yeah, you just want to make sure that they're comfortable, but yet it's secure enough and not hurting them. But yeah, it puts less strain on their throat and it just gives you a better grasp on them. The last thing I'll mention is bug spray. Now, hold up. Wait a minute. No. So you don't want to just spray any old bug spray on your dog. Please don't do that. Don't do that. What I did is I made like my own little solution. It's not toxic to them. It is, I mix it in with water, so it's not like it lasts and it stays on their coats and everything. But so I do a mixture of water, apple cider vinegar, some lavender oil. I think that's all I put in there. I'll put the recipe that I make down below for you guys. But I just do like a little spray on just to help them get a little extra, because when we were in Wyoming, whoo, child, they got attacked by mosquitoes. They were attacked. And Tatum, you could see every single little bump on her, and it was so sad, and I felt so bad. But, yeah, so just give them an extra little, you know, help have a few less bites. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you found these tips useful. If you have any questions, please just comment down below and I will get back to you. If you have any of your own recommendations or suggestions or products that you use, please let me know, because I'm always open to suggestions, upgrading, using something that's more effective. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, I'll leave the link down below for this collar because it's amazing and it's such a useful tool just to have for your dog. Like I said, in case they run off, vehicles can see them. If they get hurt and they can't get out of the woods and you go searching for them, and especially if your dog's darker, like my Rosco is he's a dark brindle, and if he got hurt in the woods and was just laying there, I wouldn't be able to find him at night, and this would be a game changer, let me just say that much. So I'll put the link down below, you guys. Oh, it was only $19.99. I forgot to mention that earlier. $19.99 on Amazon. Very affordable and worth it. Trust me, worth it. But okay, thank you guys. I hope everybody is happy, healthy, and safe. Thank you for being here with me. I love all of you, and to any new subscribers that I have, thank you so much for being here, and I hope some of you found this useful. But yeah, take care. Love you guys. Bye. It's raining. Are you ready to go in the car? Yeah, old man.